So today I'm here to talk about the differences between different island cultures in Greece. The two most prominent ones that we've been to that seem to be prominently different and pretty much on opposite sides of the spectrum were Mykonos and Crete, where we are currently. Just to give a basic understanding, with Mykonos starts off at commercial tourism, and that's the only thing that is really going on Mykonos. They have no other agriculture, no people doing anything besides the tourists, or doing stuff to serve the tourists. And then this means that what they're marketing there and their material goods are just these mass-produced products like shirts that say Crete, or shirts that say Mykonos, with Greece on them that follow the white and blue of the flag, or mass-produced dresses, jewelry, cheap watches, stuff like this. And everything in general around the island is all the same with all of these mass-produced items. And then finally it comes down to the people, and the people aren't getting what they need, or the people on Mykonos, I should say, aren't getting what they need to effectively live a life or have a good experience, an experiential life. Because they're only gaining money to barely make it through the year, and they're focused more on the tourists than on themselves. Crete is a little bit different because it focuses first on the people. The people here are fishermen, they're tailors, store owners, there is commercial tourism here as well, and then agriculture, people woodworking, stuff like this. Just everybody does something to bring Crete together as one. And you should see this in the souvenir shops when you go around, and it's not so focused on those mass-produced goods. It's focused on stuff that the people here make, focused on stuff that the people can actually bring in to actually make money and have a good time doing it. You know, it gives them the experience of doing something, making something with their hands, and the experience of getting something out of it so they can live a more comfortable life. I guess further than that, these two differ so much because of this whitewash on one side and the color that is everywhere on Crete. I mean, there's different foods, different fruit, veggies, foods, olives, vineyards, wineries, stuff like that. And on Mykonos, it's just the ports. You go to the cities and you find the same food. It's just one giant slab of the same thing. You see souvlaki, Greek salad, eggs, stuff like that, just basic stuff. And here you can walk down the street and find a fishery where there's fish markets and fruit vendors, stuff like that everywhere. Along the harbor they have different people selling pretty much similar stuff, but in different ways. They have different ways of cooking stuff, different styles, and you actually can feel that they're trying to give their own little touch into everything that they do. So the biggest differences are that Mykonos focuses only on the tourist, whereas Crete focuses mostly on the people living here.
The cannibalistic nature of the tourists in Crete can be seen on any street corner because there's so much beautiful stuff going on. You'll just see people taking lazy pictures of shots they can get off the internet instead of intermingling with the culture. And in this scene, we can see two people simply walking up and overtaking two men's game of backgammon on the corner of the road.
When it comes to places like Greece, talking about Crete in particular, we tend to notice things that are meant to attract people. Some things are purposefully put in a place so people will come across them and spend their money on things they think they will need to remember the place they have been. They go on tours, on boats and in carriages, hoping to get a feel for what life is like in this place away from home. However, I believe the best way to get the full experience and to see everything in the best possible way to remember by is to just walk and see it and immerse yourself completely in their ways and their culture and enjoy the time you have. Have fun and make your own memories rather than someone trying to make them for you.
here in Crete, tourists cannibalize this environment because of the way they go to stores and buy mementos and take home as like, oh, I was in Greece, I bought this t-shirt or this necklace from Crete, whereas they don't really take away the experience, they don't live the experience, they're not in the experience of interacting with other Cretans or trying to learn the language, and rather as another example is taking pictures, which is you see in this video as well. So that's very, I think what tourists come here and they don't realize.